Alumni doing great things on the professional circuit. Heading about 80 miles east to Milwaukee, it was announced earlier today the Bucks forward Andre Jackson Jr. has committed to the Slam Dunk Contest at NBA All-Star Weekend. He's the first Bucks player to be in the Slam Dunk Contest since Pat Connaughton in 2020 and only the third since 1997. Speaking of the Bucks, they have a game tonight as well at Fiserv Forum against the Miami Heat. Tip-off was originally scheduled for 6:30, but it has been bumped back to 7:30 Central due to the Bucks being delayed in their trip back from a much snowier than usual New Orleans.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other. Jim's an onion. You got to peel back the layers to get to the good part.
So you can tell Rutledge that. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Amen.
Because I'm here for whatever.
It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, let me ask you a question. Matt, let me ask you a question.
If you get food poisoning from a place, do you go back?
Like for more food?
No, if you go back ever. Like you get a bad burger from a place.
Give him a second chance? No.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Alex Gravatt.
Salt shakers, sand, and positions of need. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I'm Alex Gravatt, in for Jim Rutledge, and we got a weird show for you today. Matt, this show is presented by Coors Light. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light. Ryan, with Jim taking this extra day because of travel.
Taking a day, he says.
I have officially become the most present host in 2025.
Have you been keeping track that much?
I knew there was a chance I could have it for some moment in time.
I think you're like the most present host of the second half of January, maybe.
No, all of January. I got Jim by one day right now because he got this bonus day off because of the weather.
And next week, it's all over.
It's all over when I go for Nationals.
Oh, yeah, you're out for a full week.
I caught an extra. We would have had the same amount of days when I left for curling the last time, but poor Jim.
If you didn't have to take those bye weeks, Matt, you'd be fine. But you got to just take a bye week every once a month.
Well,
it feels like
it's
for
in
curling.
my contract. When I work this hard, I need a week-long break.
Yeah, you were saying you had a big, busy day today, huh?
I did. I was just doing stuff.
Yeah, I always find those days, like where I have a little bit of time, but it's all, I have to do things, but I'm just getting stuff done on a checklist that are kind of floating out there, have to do at some point. Mm-hmm. Those days make me feel so good. Like I'm exhausted and tired, but like so proud and excited to relax at the end of them.
Yep.
Is that true for you?
Yeah, I mean, I had to fight to try and get a nap in today, which was nice.
Oh, no.
I got
Did
like
you
a half
get it?
hour. Yeah, half hour. Well, just a little shut-eye before the show. I wanted to make sure brought my A game today for Gravatt and Hamilton.
It's, what was it? We decided Gramat?
You guys decided Gramat. That was not what I thought would be a
never
good
even
name.
heard of him.
G is for gold.
Yeah?
Because I go by
Okay,
G, you're
yeah.
a gold medalist.
Yeah.
Cha-ching, whatever it is.
I think you just make it easy, Matt and Gravatt. Or Gravatt and Matt. I think that just sounds good.
Gravatt and Matt. What are we, the Dr. Seuss show?
The Dr. Seuss show. What are you trying to say about
Matt both wear a hat.
What are you trying to say about
No,
G's
we
last
don't.
name? Sounds like a shot.
Rhymes with my name.
It rounds like your name?
Well, you know.
Wow.
I'm still a little sleepy.
You know, are you missing Jim? It feels like you're really stirring the pot right now.
No, I'm just leaning into it, guys. It's Matt and Gravatt show. It's gonna be a little wacky today.
All right. So yeah, yesterday, if you missed the show, you can go back, check it out on Wisconsin On Demand. Ben Johnson, absolute buffoon, the head coach of the Chicago Bears. It posed a lot of questions. It made headlines everywhere. And what I really liked about yesterday's show was Tauscher coming out and just being like, I'm glad that we're on their mind. Because you know what, right now, like somewhere in Southern California, I imagine Jordan Love's chilling on a beach, drinking his, whatever, Coors Light, just enjoying his time. And he's like, not thinking about the Bears.
Yeah.
You know what Caleb Williams probably doing? He's like painting little G's into his nails, like, I'm going to get you. And then he clips his nails after he does it. It
felt like Green Bay to me.
Exactly. It makes me happy, all of that.
So we just get to live rent-free in the brain of the rest of the North?
Exactly. It's nice. 844-770-3776, the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. List is more. That's your way into the show. And Ben Johnson really doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's going to come in and command the locker room. Now, I watched some more of that press conference. I also watched the impromptu people surrounding him, clapping and cheering as he walked into the office for the first time. He looks like he's better than he was in that clip, but that clip still just gives me such the ick that I don't have a lot of faith in him. But do you think that Matt LaFleur is that guy to really command the locker room? What you've seen so far, Matt, do you think that that's who he is?
I mean, I don't think he's like the same command the locker room as like a Dan Campbell, but I do think when LaFleur steps in the locker room, people can like sense it. They know he's there because, like we've criticized him for it. You've seen him on the sideline when there's penalties. Like he doesn't have a problem raising his voice and getting upset, right? When there's a dumb penalty or a player makes a mistake, maybe it's 12 men on the field or something avoidable. Matt LaFleur makes his thoughts known.
That he does,
and I think it maybe at a detriment, right? Like, I don't think it's always the right time and place, but for sure, Matt LaFleur isn't holding back. I think he definitely owns the locker room.
Do you ever have coaches, whether it's in curling or any of your other athletic endeavors beforehand, where someone came in and like got in your face about it right away? Did you any stories like that?
No, not really, but I'm motivated a couple different ways, right? Mm-hmm. I love praise, obviously. Like, my ego loves it. I love praise. It definitely helps.
Matt. Good job.
But, I mean, and some people like to be, get more motivated with someone who gets angry with them. I'm also super motivated by spite. Like, if I'm told I can't do something, like, nothing motivates me more than, like, to prove someone wrong just to prove them wrong and just, like, kind of be thrilled about it.
That I love.
Like the first year that we had this high performance curling program, the director of the high performance curling program wrote me an email saying, "Hey Matt, you didn't get selected for the high performance team. Only 10 players in the United States did for men's. You're not one of them. But you're still young. Like, good luck next year." And my response was like, "It was your decision to make, and I respect it. And I look forward to you not making the same mistake next year."
Nice.
And sure enough, the next year I got put on the high performance program. We won the gold medal. The guy's literally sitting across, like, in the locker room from me after the gold medal game. I go back, find that email of you won't make that same mistake again, and I forward it and resent it to him. And like, I hear his phone ring, and he looks at it, and he calls me a little blank. You can imagine, and it was very funny. It was very satisfying for me. I felt like I finally proved myself fully.
Yeah, no, and that's good. I like that. I also like to kind of have, I like to feel like the coach is on my side who they see me as, a leader, or at least capable of being a leader and taking the criticism and feedback. The super heavy hand is interesting. And it's funny that you mentioned that because we were talking this morning. And Hunter Vaughn, the producer of not the Jump Around, but Mr. Irrelevant.
Wow.
Completely irrelevant in my mind. I'm going to take over the Jump Around soon, right? Don't worry about that.
Yeah, for you.
I decided just now.
Okay.
I am Jim Rutledge.
I am Jim Rutledge.
But
so you can tell Rutledge that.
Hunter Vaughn was telling me that one of his, in high school, one of his best swimmers, because he was a swimmer through high school, one of the best swimmers on his team got sat during the most important meet of the year because they were texting class, but not because they were texting in class, because one of the words in that text message was a swear word.
So the teacher probably was like, "Hey, why don't you read that text out loud?" And then they did, and there was a swear word in it?
No, it sounds like they got caught texting. The teacher read the text and then told the swim coach. Swim coach knocks him out. Just, you're done. You're not playing this. You're not swimming this one. And so that was how pretty much, I imagine their season end. To me, that's a little heavy-handed. And it got me thinking, like, when, obviously, you have a relationship where you can swear back and forth with your coach, but, like, when was the first time you got in trouble for swearing or got, swore in front of your parents? Because I think that's always a funny story.
Yeah, honestly, it was probably about Becca. I probably swore in some context about Becca because I've heard my dad say little S word a bit when I was younger, pointed at me. And I think Becca might have done something. And I was like, yeah, Dad, she's a real little. And her being the star child and the favorite, I got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
And she will tell you if she was on the show right now, she is. Still, to this day.
So my stepdad says you can't trust somebody who doesn't swear. Like he was in big business for a long time, and that was one of his things. He's like, I never really fully trust anybody until I've heard them swear, because then I know they're being real with me.
Interesting.
Did you and your parents have a relationship where you swore around each other, or not so much?
No, not until maybe I got away with it a little bit in high school. Like, I'd still avoid doing it around them, but it was like my dad always told me to say like Mr. and Mrs. when I went to like friend's house. Like, even if they were like, you don't have to call me Mrs. Johnson, call me Carol, right? Like I would go and still say, Mrs. Johnson. I remember one time getting busted. I ended up getting a very funny nickname that you won't get, and I honestly don't really get. I get it, but like it was before my time. And I'll tell this story. So I was playing soccer with some friends in like their side yard. They had a nice big yard. They built like a official size goal out of like 4x4s.
Sweet.
And I played goalie at the time, so I was playing goalie for them. And I feel like two of them shot at the same time, and I got like smoked in the face with one of the balls because I was looking at the other one. And I started like cussing out my buddies for like shooting two at at the same time. And I remember his mom came around the corner, and I was like, oh, hi, Mrs. Blank. And from that day forward, because she had heard me swear, she started calling me Eddie for Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver for the rest of for like the rest, every time I see her, even now if I see her around town. Hi, Eddie.
Wow. How about that? No, obviously, if my stepdad's out here saying he doesn't trust somebody until he's heard them swear, I've had a very vulgar relationship with my parents in that way, right? Swears were always on the table. So I remember the first time I was coming home. It was one of the days coming home from preschool. There's a little dip in the road. It's a quick one, and it was a steep angle, and I yelled, "Oh, I felt that in my," and I said, another word for berries, the family jewels, and she slams the brakes, and she said, "Alex, those are called locker room words. You don't say those in mixed company. You don't say those around adults. You can say them around your friends in very specific situations. If you ever have a question, ask." And so for the rest of my, until I got to probably late middle school, early high school, I would ask my mom, is it okay for me to swear? And she'd be like, yep. And then I'd be like, oh, blank. And, that's where I could swear. But I know a lot of people don't have that relationship with cursing. And so avoiding FCC violations, please. 844-770-3776. Feel free to call in, text in, tell us what your first swear story was.
Or getting punished for it.
Yeah, or getting punished, because you said...
That was another one that
you got thwacked, right?
Thumped. We call it getting thumped. And the most memorable one, and I think I might have did this because my dad told me he did it when he was a kid. Like, I think his dad thumped him. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we were sitting at the dinner table, and we were talking about school, and I said how I had gotten in trouble or something. And my dad kind of reached over and, flicked the side of my head, thumped. And my mom goes, "Scott, don't do that. You'll give him brain damage." And I turned to my mom and I crossed my eyes. And she's like, "Scott." And my dad looks at me and he sees I got my eye crossed and he just whacks me again.
Straighten him right out, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I'm not doing that again. That was dumb.
Matt Hamilton grew up in a cartoon, I swear to God. His mom getting hit in the head with hockey pucks, his dad thwacking him with his big sausage fingers, his kielbasas.
When you got a giant head like this, you kind of already look like a cartoon naturally. You know, like I look like a caricature just normally.
And then you throw the mustache on there,
Well,
too.
you were cartoonized as you were on The Simpsons, weren't you?
No, but The Simpsons did. Oh, the gold. They
projected.
Homer and Marge did win a gold medal in curling over Sweden, so that they, another clairvoyant moment for The Simpsons.
844-770-3776. Dan in Stoughton. When I was 6, my little sister scribbled all over my coloring books, and I called her the big one. My mom heard it and got a bar of soap in my mouth and I got the bar of soap in my mouth to this day. I won't use those words in front of him. So that makes sense, but the bar of
that's a
soap.
good one. The bar of soap one. I only remember seeing that in A Christmas Story.
I was going to say that's where that lives, and I've heard it before. To dirty mouth, clean it up with the gum or whatever.
You lint liquor.
You lint liquor.
Oh,
I forgot we had that one still.
It's still there.
Prime, do you have a first swear story?
So as a child, I was extremely well behaved.
Wow.
I would actually, if I wanted to swear, or if
I am not shocked.
yeah,
at
you
all by
shouldn't
this.
be. No, actually, when I wanted to swear, if I was like angry, not even when I was angry, if I just felt like, hey, I just want to say a swear word because I just want to say something, I would just go in my bedroom and just like yell at my wall and not actually say it to anyone else around me. As you can see, I very well adjusted growing up in high school.
You're not an only child, right?
No, I have an older brother. My older brother and my half sister, both of whom were not well behaved, which is why I was. Because they got the soap treatment, the hot sauce treatment in the mouth. They got
Hot sauce?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
hot sauce.
see,
Back
Might have
when,
enjoyed that as a kid.
I'll say this. Yeah, my parents might be disappointed in me saying this, but back before corporal punishment was completely frowned upon, one of the bigger punishments in my household was that if you swore or did something wrong, you got smacked. You got spanked with a wooden spoon, like a stirring spoon.
Okay.
Those things you can get some velocity.
Yeah,
on.
certainly.
Oh, and you can get a good talk about thwacks.
Yeah.
Thumps.
Yeah.
My mom, I believe, broke one of those in my brother's butt once.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Yes.
Going for it.
Yeah.
You can't follow through. It's got to be a wrist act.
She was swinging for the fences. If she was driving a golf ball that day, she would have put it right on the green.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Par 4. Greened it.
Easy.
So you're the only one who's brought up hot sauce to this point. You're the only person in the office with hot sauce on their desk. Is there a correlation there?
That is not because any of us got in trouble for swearing. That's because we, as Packers fans, got in trouble for the Bears winning a football game.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
now Matt Hamilton has to join David Kaplan of ESPN Chicago and Jim Rutledge in taking a dab of, I believe it's Hot Sauce Evolution.
Da bomb.
Da bomb.
Evolution.
Yes, if you know the show Hot Ones.
Yeah.
The hot sauce from there. They will be taking that on tomorrow's show when Dave
Just
Kaplan
like
joins.
a toothpick. We're going to dip a toothpick in.
Oh,
Yeah.
just the toothpick. Okay.
Yes.
But like, to
But
give you
that's the one that
context.
Aubrey Plaza was like snorting milk to get it out of her sinuses,
Correct.
right?
Yes. To give you context, G, like a jalapeno is like 4,000 to 8,000 like Scoville units, which is like the unit of measure for heat in peppers. This Da Bomb Evolution's like 2.5 or 2.4 million.
Oh my!
Exactly. It's dang hot.
Listen, I like spice.
That's too much.
Couldn't be me.
No.
Couldn't be me. All right, well, I can see Jesse Nelson on the other side of the glass just kind of eyeing us up as we're talking about swear words. So we're going to
Really
politely,
towing the FCC line.
we're going to get off this a little bit. We've got to talk about position of need for the Packers. What are they going to do in free agency? But first, Matt, tell us about your friends at Metcalf's.
Metcalf's Market is fantastic. You know, I kind of went through it yesterday, and I don't feel like I gave it enough emphasis. The Piedmontese, or if you're my Italian friends, Piedmontese beef. It's Italian heritage breed, certified Italian heritage breed, Piedmontese beef, only gotten at Metcalf's Market at Wauwatosa, Westtown Mall area, and at Hilldale. They've got a fantastic produce section, and the Metcalf's rewards are ways for you to save money. It's free to sign up. Thousands of coupons every single day for you to save money. Stuff that you would normally be getting anyway. So there's no reason to not sign up for Metcalf's Rewards and see what I've been raving about for so long. The best produce in town, a fantastic liquor selection, Piedmontese beef, and along with all the rest of the stuff in that meat locker, I tell you what, you won't go wrong with Metcalf's Market. 5 generations, family operated. You want to support local? You want to bring local home? Check out Metcalf's Market.
Positions in need coming up next. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Ordering pizza for game day can be a tough call to make. Do you get a pizza or are you craving some wings? At Pizza Hut, there's only one right answer. Get both. Introducing Pizza Hut's original stuffed crust and wings bundle. Get a large one-topping stuffed crust pizza and 16 boneless wings with 2 sauces for only $19.99. An unbeatable value that can feed the whole crew. Perfect for game days, family nights, or any gathering. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company. 20-year James client Daniel Bertelson, CEO at RE/MAX Preferred.
Reliability and consistency are the key to any successful business, and for our networking and digital solutions, they've been that right along with us for all these years.
Local reliability and consistency has also had a positive impact for Baker Manufacturing. Purchasing Manager Jennifer Wilger.
It helps keep us efficient and productive, and we can keep our minds on what's really important, and that's taking care of our customers.
And Josh Gabel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance, also depends on the reliability and consistency of local service from James Imaging Systems.
Yeah, you get somebody that knows what they're doing, come in here and get it done in 5 minutes, and we're not having to take our time to do it.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Outside In. That's what we call our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the cool stuff you want outside in your yard displayed inside. Patios, decks, pavers, and an automated pergola, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, a putting green, and in-ground pool. Even a converting 3-season room that's either outside or inside. We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. Your outdoor living potential awaits you at our Outside In showroom, 2018 South Stoughton Road. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
The county just requested more electric charging stations.
Orders have really amped up at Able Electric.
We need 3 more at First and Main, and we just got another hotel chain.
It's no shock. Able Electric needs able electricians.
Grocery store wants charging stations too.
And fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
We're getting in trouble. My mom texts in on the private talking text line with my first swear story, and it is not actually the dropping down of the hill. I'm Alex Gravatt alongside Matt Hamilton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I apparently struggled mightily with the TR sound, and so I would run around, and I loved the dump trucks, and so you can guess. You can figure that one out, where that was going. 844-770-3776 is your way into the show. Tell us your story. The talk and text line's been blowing up. Your first time swearing in front of your parents or getting in trouble from swearing in front of your parents.
Celebrate local.
We'll get through some of those here in a second, Matt. You didn't have the TR problem that I did?
The what?
Instead of pronouncing TR as in truck, Truck.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
I pronounced it with an F.
I couldn't do TH, so my name for a very long time was Mafu. That's why I got the nickname from people, not people, but like my family friends who I would consider like second moms and stuff. I was Foo or Foo or Fu Manchu.
The Foo Fighters.
Or a Foo Fighter, yeah.
I'm a nut.
I was like 6 until I figured out Few.
Foo screws loose there.
That's why I'm just Matt. I really like the name Matthew, but I couldn't say it, so we're just Matt now. We got a great one from Brian D. He goes, jammed my finger trying to bat down a pass in recess football in 6th grade. Involuntarily exclaimed the F word. Got detention. Forced the incompletion. Worth it.
Oh, man. Carter, wherever they are, I don't know where, but 844-770-3776 is your way into the show. I called my cousin a little blank, and then I got scared, and my mom told me that they went straight to her, and she made me hold liquid soap in my mouth for a minute. Ugh.
I mean, if it's safe enough to clean ducks and penguins after oil spills, it's safe enough to hold in your mouth for a minute.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true.
I mean, honestly, joke's on them. You just knock it back and be like, your move, Mom.
No, they just keep
dumping. Go get my stomach pumped. You did this. You brought this upon yourself.
You know what, son?
I'm going to be burping up bubbles for a week.
You know what I caught you smoking? You're going to smoke the whole pack.
Oh.
You're going to drink the entire dish soap. And then you're going to clean the laundry room.
My
with your
strange
mouth.
addictions. That's how it happens. 844-770-3776. JJ and Poynette with me, struggling to say truck. The TR sound commonly mispronounced with an F. But we've got football to talk about, and there's a lot of good stuff going on. We're going to get a Sidings Unlimited poll question in the field here in just a moment. Primetime Wollersheim working on that and helping me work out the wording here. But if the Packers are going to make a trade this offseason, which position should they pursue? Wide receiver, cornerback, pass rusher, or none? We're perfect. Matt Hamilton, your thoughts?
I want a pass rusher. Like, I know we need a wide receiver. Cornerback is definitely a position to need, but realistically, you can help out your cornerback if you can get pressure on the QB.
Pressure.
So, man, the dream would be the Packers go out and try and get Crosby, Max Crosby from the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that would be the move. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. I realize we need a pass catcher. Like, Jordan Love could really use some help. But our pass rush, like, Rashawn Gary's not living up to the hype, and I love Rashawn Gary. Lucas Van Ness, what would you say this is his first, like, real year as, like, a starter? Because we got rid of Preston.
He wasn't even a starter. I mean, like, yes, he got a lot more.
He got a fair bit of snaps, but, like,
not living up to a first-round pick.
Yeah, right? Like, I mean, he wasn't even the starter for Iowa. I believe he was Iowa.
He got a decent amount of
He
playing
was like
time
a third-down snap
They
guy.
called him Hercules because he was so big,
Right.
so strong,
But
so
that's
athletic.
like kind of the problem is like Rashawn Gary had such a high like athleticism score. Obviously Van Ness is like a physical freak. We got to start picking guys that actually get it done. You can't just pick guys on potential all the time because potential's not always met.
Yes, and
that's kind of my issue with it. Like Crosby is a proven Pro Bowler. Like if he keeps up what he's been doing, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. The guy is legit at pass rush, and we just need a dog like that on defense because it's going to make everybody else's job easier from linebackers to safeties to cornerbacks. Like they're going to get more errant throws or bad throws with hands or pressure or like getting hit as they throw. It's so much more beneficial. The Packers, I feel like one of the big things that they don't always do is win in the trenches on both sides of the ball. We've been doing okay with getting a decent lineman, and I feel like Jordan Love's been staying upright, and that's like a good help, but we are not winning the defensive trenches, and that would be a big step up. Like, look at the Packers with all their success. The year we won the Super Bowl with Favre, we had Reggie White. The year we won the Super Bowl with with Aaron Rodgers, we had Clay Matthews coming off the edge and stuff. Like, winning on that defensive side of the ball is a big deal.
So, Matt, I'll say, if you want to go off production, not potential, why don't I read a little draft prospect for you here quickly? Oh, where's that music? There it is.
Whoa, did Jesse Nelson help you whip up this infatuating music?
Well, being the great producer he is, he showed me very well how to produce a show, which is why I want to bring up this blind resume
give you,
for you,
like,
Matt
what
Hamilton.
not to do?
Exactly. Which is not let Matt Hamilton swear on the air, but I've done that enough today. All right, so you talk about production. How about a guy who ranked top 10 nationally in sacks, 17, first in the country, tackles for loss with 22, and pressure rate at 15.5%. Guy who wins with speed and power, displays good bend, strong hands, and despite tying for 8th in sacks, the Packers were 22nd in pressure rate last year, 26th in pass rush win rate. Could be a good fit for the Green Bay Packers. This is from Mel Kiper's Mock Draft 1.0.
Yeah, I read that yesterday.
How does this guy sound to you? Just blind resume, you don't know who he is. What about it?
I mean, I'm absolutely intrigued. At least there's proof of him getting it done.
So you're a fan of Mike Green, the outside linebacker from Marshall, for the Packers who drafted the 23rd overall pick.
I mean, he's not really going against other dudes that are going to be in the NFL, so I don't know if I love that.
He would be the first-round pick out of Marshall since 2003, when Byron Leftwich was drafted there with the number 7 overall pick.
Byron Leftwich is a useful player. He's been good.
He's probably a better offensive coordinator than a player, I would say.
That's why he's good. I was like, wait, hold on. I remember when I was at Ball State, and we had a terrible football program. I think of like 133 eligible teams, we finished 129th. It was awful. I couldn't be a fan of the team. I knew the guys. We took the philosophy of sports together. I played two-hand touch football with them on Tuesdays and Thursdays after the season, and it was like I was able to compete. And I know that I'm a relatively athletic person. I play professional ultimate frisbee for the Madison Radicals here in town.
The two professional athletes are on the show today.
Absolutely. Pro sports with your pro athletes. But cool. But Anthony Winbush had one of the best sack rates in the entirety of college football. He didn't get drafted. He signed with the practice squad in Atlanta for a few weeks, and then he got cut. Because the MAC stinks. Because these
just different
guys who are playing at the lower levels aren't as good. Now,
who's the guy from Penn State?
Abdul Carter?
Yes.
He's going to be the 2nd overall pick.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I know, but like that is the pedigree I'm looking for. If we're going to draft a guy, let's draft a guy who's also playing against professional football players to be. That guy's from Marshall. That is a Goody move. Like, look how productive he was in Marshall, playing glorified high school teams.
No, he drafted a backup from Georgia and tried to make him into a starter. Is what
he had a really, what's the test, like the RAS score?
Yeah, it's relative athletic score.
Yeah. He had a great RAS.
Yeah, Devontae Wyatt did. Well, actually, Devontae Wyatt didn't, I think. But I know
Rashawn Gary did.
Rashawn Gary did, so did Quay Walker.
And that's the thing. I think that he's almost over considering what you're saying, because all of these guys come from Georgia. They all come from Michigan. They're Ohio State guys. Not a lot of Ohio State guys now that I think about it.
No, not in the Packers. A lot of Georgia.
But yeah, a lot of Georgia, and they get these big, strong guys from good schools who never really panned out while in school. And it's just like, sometimes you got to look at it and say, the guy you're looking at that did well is the right guy. People were worried about Devontae Smith on the Eagles, who caught the last pass to really ice the game against the Green Bay Packers, it feels like. People were worried that he was too small, that he wouldn't make it in the NFL, but what he did was incredible all through college, in his college career.
Yeah.
And then he came to the NFL, and guess what? He's good. Sometimes when they're really good, they're just really good. And the Green Bay Packers have to look at that and say, you know what, in the draft, sometimes we just need to do that.
That's the reason we didn't draft Cooper DeJean.
Which we could have done, and he did great this year for the Eagles. But right now, we have to do what we have to do, and what we have to do is get out, because Jason Wilde joins us next. We'll continue the conversation on that side. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Care, competency, and clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise at Canopy Wealth Management. Go to canopy-wealth.com to start your journey with them today. They are an independent, fee-based firm specializing in customized investment portfolio management, tax-aware wealth planning, and personalized client service. And that's the thing. You're going to get a personalized experience at Canopy Wealth Management. Again, go to canopy-wealth.com and start your financial journey today.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Looking for the most popular answer. What's the worst thing about Wisconsin winters? Gina Della from Pella.
Finding a sitter when snow closes school. Yay! It's the time of the year when we just want to be all warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. And it is playoff time, now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money. Download the app today. Use code WI. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
When you've been seriously injured, you'll need a team with knowledge and experience to get the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Molly, thank you so much for hopping on. You obviously have carte blanche to join the show whenever. Now, Evan Cohen did think that you might actually be on the show more during your maternity leave than Matt Hamilton will be on during the same time.
Okay. I'll take the challenge.
Molly,
okay.
we want you to be better and rested and ready to get back, and I don't want to lose this.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
I'm Matt Hamilton.
And I'm his lookalike. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Jason, quick question.
You are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Help me understand a little bit more clearly what you're asking.
Did you ever hear it called Don't Go Jason Waterfalls?
Is this Matt Hamilton?
So I kind of just thought of this question on the spot. So it needs to be workshopped a little. I'm not going to lie.
That's the same as Matt.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What's up with that?
Hey, I was here when we decided to switch this to What's Up With That. Alex Gravatt alongside Matt Hamilton. Jason Wilde joins us now. Jason, how you doing today?
What's up, G? Great to be with you. I'm excited you're on today.
Me too. Jim can, I don't know, he's flying somewhere. Good for him. But we're talking a little bit about swearing right now, which I'm sure Jesse Nelson's really excited about. And you don't strike me as someone who swears a lot, Jason. Is that right?
Well, I swear in the car when the girls aren't in it, and I even once in a while in a weak moment when they are. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I've got a really bad potty mouth, but I will also say this: there have been times, and Jesse would know this from the audio. Like I've been known to slip in a profanity or two during an interview, not on our air, but like in the locker room. That was a really blank and big play, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not above that. I'm no saint when it comes to potty language, but I definitely am. I think I'm on the low end of the spectrum of usage.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, Matt and I give the vibes and probably live the lifestyles of people who use more profanity than
Jason Wilde.
Jason Wilde. Do you remember the first time you swore or got punished for swearing in front of your parents?
Ooh, I remember vividly the scene in A Christmas Story.
Yep.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah.
But I do not. I mean, my dad worked in a machine shop for 40 years. A place that in the summertime, it didn't have air conditioning, so it'd be like 120 degrees in there. So he was not a soft fellow. And he was known to use colorful language pretty much all the time. So I don't recall getting in trouble for swearing. I do remember the one. I went to a Lutheran grade school, and we were playing like tic-tac-toe in 5th grade on a sheet of paper, and I wrote "Ryan sucks" after I beat him, and I got like a call home to my parents and punished. Luckily, not with the paddle, which when I was a kid they actually had, which is incredible to me that you could spank a child legally. I did not get the paddle for that. Spare the paddle, spoil the child, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, sucks was apparently a bridge too far for writing it down on the tic-tac-toe sheet. So that's the best recollection I can give you.
Strofe said sucks too much on Rutledge and Hamilton, and we had a texter in call him out for it.
No idea. Irrelevant.
Classic Strofe, am I right? You ever caught your kids? You have any of those stories?
So, I mean, there's a couple times, the girls now, Maddie just turned 15 and Sid will be 14 in March. So, they're getting to an age now where if I'm, and they very rarely give me a reason to be especially angry, but on occasion, like if Sydney doesn't do the litter boxes and is kind of being a lazy bum, she gets a get your S together occasionally.
Yeah.
But again, Paula, Jesse just sent a text to us, and I think he's, as much as it pains me to say this, I think he's right. He said, I think Jason is a chameleon cusser. He only swears when around others who are also swearing. I think he's right. Like I was talking to LaFleur before the playoff game. I interviewed him on Friday before the loss to the Eagles, and he swore a couple of times, and then suddenly I found myself swearing in my questions. So I think Jesse's right. Now he also, I had been battling a little bit of a congestion, and I interviewed him, and then I went to shake his hand, and he snubbed me, and he tried to give me the elbow, and I'm like, you sound, and then I said the S word, ittier than I do, and you're not shaking my hand? He's like, I don't want what you got. And I said, well, I don't want what you got.
Jason Wilde joins the show. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I'm Alex Gravatt in for Jim Rutledge. Side Matt Hamilton. Molly's still out with babies. But I think that's a good point. So you're talking a little bit about the reason we talk about all of this is because this morning, Hunter Vaughn, producer of Mr. Irrelevant, was talking about how someone on his high school swim team once got effectively kicked off the team for the most important meet of the year because they swore in a text message that they sent during school hours. And it was a very heavy hand. And obviously this whole week is being dominated by Ben Johnson's pretty lame remarks, in my opinion. But I want to hear a little bit about what you thought of the whole press conference yesterday where he tried to make a joke that felt like it fell pretty flat.
First of all, I'm going to need to talk to Hunter some more because now I am completely fascinated. He's a Cowboys fan. He's a Gerald Ford fan, and he's a former swimmer.
Oh yeah, he swam in college.
What an enigma! Like when they're done with Rodgers on Netflix, they can do Enigma 2, the Hunter Vaughn story. So a couple things. I mean, first of all, I don't know. I'm not in charge of HR, but the idea that Molly's still out with babies, is that what we call it now? That said.
Well, she is.
I understand. I think there's some more in their maternity leave, I think is a technical term. But my joke right there fell almost as flat as Ben Johnson and the shot he took at LaFleur, which I still don't understand. Like, I first of all, you beat them twice this year, and you beat them twice in 2022. You were only with the Lions for 3 years. And the middle year, they won the game in Detroit on Thanksgiving, which is like the signature day for the Lions. Secondly, you're not the defensive coordinator. So, like, what's your rivalry with LaFleur? Like, if Aaron Glenn had said that, hey, we shut down LaFleur's offense 6 times in my time there, that would be one thing. But you were the other offensive coordinator. Like, it didn't even make sense, right? And then, again, and I'm sure that there are going to be, because I've already heard from them, Bears fans saying, oh, look, Ben Johnson's already living in your head. I don't care what he said about LaFleur. I just thought it wasn't funny. I thought it was lame.
Jason,
I just didn't think it. I didn't get it.
Do you know if they're friends, LaFleur and Johnson?
They're not. They are. They're definitely not. They don't have history together. They never worked together. They're not friends. Because that was the thing that I said. I can't remember if I said it to Strofe on Weekly Wilde or if I said it to KBN earlier. But I was like, it'd be one thing if it was Sean McVay, right? And him saying, man, I never get tired of beating Matt, right? And in fact, it goes the other way. Like, LaFleur has beaten McVay like almost every time they played, except for one, or maybe every time they played. But those guys are like brothers. So that would be like elbowing your brother saying, got you again, beat you in horse in the driveway. Like, there's no connectivity between those guys. None whatsoever. So it makes no sense at all.
Well, apparently all you need to do is be in Chicago and the Packers automatically live rent-free in your head. Because that's what it seems like to me. Like, if there is no connection, he clearly was trying to make a joke, but you're right. Like, he has nothing to do with it.
And he didn't say it about the Packers. He made it personal about LaFleur. Now, again, I am sure that when you talk to Capman and other, Jim, when he lands safely and all the other stuff, they'll brush it off. But I would also say this, like, I have no problem with the new Bears coach saying stuff and making bold statements about beating the Packers. That doesn't bother me. I'm not a Packers fan, so maybe that's why. But, like, if he had gotten up there and said, look, I want to thank all the coaches that were here before me. I know it's been a challenge in the last, decade or so, but I love the fact that this team beat the Packers on the last day of the season. I was part of doing that when we weren't going to the playoffs with the Lions in 2022. That was a great feeling. And I know they'd won a bunch of games in a row before, that win on the last day of the season. I'm going to make sure that that's the start of a new streak. They had 11 in a row. That was the first one, and now we're going to get the next 10 with me as the coach. Like, if he had done that or something along those lines, hey, man, count me in. Love it, right? Stoke the fires of the rivalry. But some sort of awkward shot at a head coach when you've never been a head coach, I don't think it should bother you as a Packers fan. I certainly don't think it should bother you if you're Matt LaFleur, although it definitely would want me to kick his ass more. But, like, it just was weird. It was awkward. It just didn't make sense to me.
So, somebody mentioned this. I don't remember exactly who. It might have been Michelle Smallman on Unsportsmanlike, which you can hear in the mornings here. But this becomes bulletin board material for the Green Bay Packers. And I'm sorry, but right now, the way that I feel, and KBN's feeling the same way, they've got a poll question out. If you could guarantee a sweep of any team in the NFC North, which one would it be? And it's a pretty much exact split, 33, 33, 33. The Bears aren't on my bulletin board as a Packers fan. I don't care what Ben Johnson said. Do you think that that's fair at this point?
Yeah, I mean, again, they did win the last matchup. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter at all. The more disconcerting thing was that the Packers went into the playoffs having not played very well in that game. And Matt LaFleur can say there's no such thing as momentum, but there's definitely something to the idea of a lack of momentum, which is exactly how they went into the postseason.
Did he really say there's no such thing as momentum?
Yeah, he doesn't believe in momentum.
Did he get that from Aaron Rodgers?
Even though he went into the playoffs on a 3-game winning streak a year ago, and then went and beat the Cowboys and were flying high for 3 quarters in San Francisco, and I'm pretty sure he said that he liked the momentum that they had going back then. So again,
I don't like that take.
He has to. You have to say that when you don't have any, right?
I guess.
I believe in momentum, and we ain't got any. We might as well not even play in Philly on Sunday. So I get it, but my issue is that, again, if you want to fire up the fan base, great. Every Bears coach has tried to do that in some form or fashion. I get it. But I always go back to this because I asked Lovie Smith about it at an NFL meetings, quite a while ago. Remember when he got the job, what he said? He said, our first priority is to beat the Packers. And everybody was like, ooh, I can't believe he said that. But there was a reason for it. And that reason was the Packers were the big dog on the block when he got the job. And he had in his mind, look, if we're going to win the division, we got to beat the Packers. If we win the division, we make the playoffs. If we win the division, we get a home game. If we win the division, the next step is let's get a bye in the playoffs. And that gives us a better chance of making it to the Super Bowl. So his mentality about beating the Packers was a part of a bigger picture of wanting to be a Super Bowl team, which, by the way, they were with him as the head coach and Rex freaking Grossman at quarterback. So maybe he knew what he was doing, and maybe, it would have been a better play for, again, I am not offended by what he said about Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur might be, or he might think he's a clown, but if Ben Johnson had called me before his press conference, said, Jason, I know you covered the team. You just finished your 29th year. I know you're not a fan, so I'm asking for your help. If you were to tell me, how can I zing the Packers, what would you say? I certainly wouldn't have suggested that. What I would have said was, hey, be a student of history and say, look, X number of years ago, Lovie Smith took this job, and he said his biggest priority was beating the Packers. I just came from the Lions. We had gone forever without beating them. Now we've beaten them 6 out of the last 7 times or whatever it was. Now that I'm here with the Bears, I want to beat the Lions. I want to beat the Vikings. But I really want to beat the Packers. And given their history against us, that is where we want to start. We're going to beat those guys every year, and we're going to make the playoffs, and that's what matters to me. So I know it's a big rivalry, and I'm here for every bit of it. That would have been the way I would have advised him. But, again, that's not the way he chose to go.
Man, you had if I were Jim right now, which I'm sitting in his seat, if I were Jim right now, I'd feel better about you coaching the Bears than I do about Johnson.
So you can tell Rutledge that.
All right. Do you have anything else for us, Jason?
Well, no, I would say this. Ben Johnson knows a lot more about diagramming plays on offense, but I think I would have won the press conference if I had gotten the job, but that's about all I would have won. I'd have to ask Bears fans, but I got the impression that other than his lame-o line about LaFleur, he actually did pretty well. Did he not?
From what I heard, I went back and listened. Yesterday, I'd only really listened to the clip that went viral. I listened to a little bit more of it, and I listened to more of him walking into a thunderous applause from the Bears staff. And it does sound better for the most part, but just the way that he slunk into his shoulders and puffed out his bottom lip and gave a big smirk before that joke really gave me the ick and set the bar pretty low for him in my mind.
Yeah, well, he will ultimately be judged on how good their offense is, how good Caleb Williams is, and how often they beat Matt LaFleur. So we'll have to wait and see.
All right, Jason, thanks so much for your time. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. The Xavier Lucas transfer drama making its way to Monday's Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez. Coach calling for the powers that be to step in to resolve the big picture issue.
Sooner or later, you'd like for the NC2A or someone to put their arms around it and have restrictions and guidelines that people have to follow. And if you don't follow them, you're going to be reprimanded, you're going to be dealt with. It's the Wild West right now. I just don't like it. I'm glad I'm not involved in it.
The Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez, streaming Monday nights at 6 on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel.
Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
This is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. I'm reaching out with a message that's close to my heart. Devastating fires have ravaged the Los Angeles area, leaving families displaced, homes destroyed, and the community in need of help. Right now, you have the power to make a real difference. Your donation, big or small, can provide food, shelter, supplies, and much-needed support for those affected by the fires. If you are able to, please help those affected by the California wildfires and donate at www.lafoodbank.org/fire.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped from 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
He's coming up, 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 he's coming up. It's there.
58 50% of our fans on this Siding Unlimited poll question today think that if the Packers are going to make a trade this offseason, it needs to be for a pass rusher. I'm Alex Gravatt alongside Matt Hamilton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We just had Jason Wilde join us, talk a lot about the coaching situation down in the land underneath the South. The Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, making a mockery and kind of attacking Matt LaFleur when apparently they don't have a good relationship, which is weird. Like, I love to get after Jesse. I love to get after Jim sitting in this seat right now, but I'm very close with both of those people. It'd be like if I were going after Kyle Wallace, who I'm not as close with. You know, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, Jim and Kyle get into it when they do have crosstalk.
Right.
So it's fair.
Do you, like, have beef with any other curlers?
Not really.
Like, you're not out there. Who's the old pass rusher for the Vikings, Jared Allen?
Yeah.
You're not, like, out here just chirping Jared Allen?
No, because he doesn't beat our team very often, so I'm not too worried about Jared Allen.
There it is. All right. Poster board material for him. 52% of people say that the Packers need to trade for a pass rusher this offseason. 16% say cornerback. 32% say wide receiver. Off the top, it's interesting because I tend to agree. I think that the wide receiver situation would be really nice. I think that would be the best way to help Jordan Love progress. What?
A wide receiver seems like a luxury to me. Like, there's necessities and then there's luxuries. Like, do we have like a true number one? No. Do we have some good guys that would be starters on other teams? Yeah, I think so.
Starters? Well, what do you mean by starter?
If you're starting with a 3 wide out set, like these guys are easily 2 or 3s in most teams. Right? So like, not all teams, but most teams, like, I'm not totally sure on a lot of these teams if we've got edge rushers that are starting on other teams.
I'm not sure if we have a starter. We're paying Rashawn Gary $24 million. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's the 8th highest
and he's
paid
a Pro
player.
Bowler. So,
no. Yes, but no. That's your fault, Wisconsin. And don't get me wrong. I love to vote for our guys. It's good for our guys to get in. He's getting enough money. He didn't earn a Pro Bowl spot. I also, when I was a kid, would go out and just vote like 100 times.
Do you totally missed the none? We're perfect at 0% of the vote right now.
There are 4 options on the Siding Unlimited poll question: pass rush, wide receiver, cornerback. None were perfect with a whopping 0 votes. So
I almost voted for it to see where it was.
Be the only one?
Yeah, and I would have been, but I ended up voting pass rusher the way I told you guys I was going to vote.
The thing that's annoying is we've invested so much capital from the draft and money, right? Rashawn Gary is getting $24.5 million, I think, this year, on average for his contract. And it's not panning out. We need somebody else to do that. That would make our defense really well, or work really well. But I still think wide receiver, I'm in that 32% group, that the wide receiver would make a huge difference, not just because you have a guy who is this luxury piece, right? Which I understand why you feel that way, but it gives Jordan Love a security blanket that he doesn't currently have.
Well,
the Packers led the league in drops.
I think he might have a security blanket now. I thought it was Romeo Doubs last year. Anyway, go ahead.
I want to hear who the security blanket is. Coming up next, this is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center Update brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. Well, the Green Bay Packers offseason is well underway, and some end-of-season awards coming up, but the Packers, bit of a no-show in the AP award nominees. No Green Bay Packers player being nominated for one of those AP end-of-season awards, including MVP, Comeback Player of the Year, or even Defensive Player of the Year. Xavier McKinney, not too happy about that one. But Wisconsin fans should be happy about that one, as 2 former Wisconsin Badgers nominated for AP Defensive Player of the Year. That's former linebacker TJ Watt of the Steelers and breakout star of the season Zach Bond with the Philadelphia Eagles. Plenty of happy Badger fans in the state of Wisconsin for those 2. Milwaukee Bucks fans not so happy, as they'll have to wait a little bit later to see their team play tonight, as the Bucks game has been delayed till 8:30 after the team had travel delays on their way back from New Orleans, where they had their game canceled or postponed against the Pelicans. Bucks slated to take on the Miami Heat at 8:30 p.m. tonight. It'll be an 8 p.m. pregame coverage starting right here on 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other. Jim's an onion. You got to peel back the layers to get to the good part.
So you can tell Rutledge that. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Amen. Because I'm here for whatever.
It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, let me ask you a question. Matt, let me ask you a question.
If you get food poisoning from a place, do you go back?
Like for more food?
No, if you go back ever. Like you get a bad burger from a place.
And give them a second chance? No.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Alex Gravatt.
What's your favorite curse word? I'm Alex Gravatt alongside Matt Hamilton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. When the mountains are blue, Matt, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
No, I got the power? I have the power.
Well, I mean, you were saying some things in the break that I had to bleep out just to be safe for the FCC, honestly.
Fair enough.
Honestly, just in case they picked it up, I wanted to cover all my bases. The hall monitor is listening.
844-770-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. That's your way in. Tell us, we've been riding this all day long. What is the first time you swore in front of your parents or got in trouble, right? There's been a lot of people talking about holding a bar of soap or liquid soap, which is just brutal.
Yeah, that's
in their mouth. I was a child and really struggled with the TR sound, so I would be running around talking about trucks, but that started with an F because I couldn't do the TRs. And JJ and Poynette chimed in. He had the same thing. Also, my sister sucks, but then he said my fist. And anyway, so there's been a lot of that. We'd love to hear those stories. Keep on rolling in. But let's dive right back into it because, Matt, beforehand, you teased a little something about what you think the Packers need to do in the offseason. As our Siding Unlimited poll question is, if the Packers are going to make a trade this offseason, which position should they pursue? Cornerback, 17%. Wide receiver, 34%. Pass rusher at 48%. It's dipping a little bit further low. I think I'm convincing people that the wide receiver is the most important position. And then at a fantastic 0%, none. We're perfect. Matt?
So I had mentioned how, first of all, that I feel like a wide receiver is more of a luxury. The pass rush seems like more of a necessity to me. Obviously, Hafley's defense, a major factor in it is getting pressure on the quarterback to set up that ball hawking, intercepting, turnover forcing defense that Hafley was promising the Packers. And it went pretty well, definitely early in the season before teams really had a full handle at how McKinney was going to be used in this defensive scheme.
It felt like he got found out a little bit. You
A
know,
little
they
bit.
Like,
he started off with like seven picks in 7 games or something like that.
It was something like that, yeah.
It wasn't every game, but he had like a couple 2-pick games. So for me, I feel like it's a bigger deal to get elite pass rusher. And who knows, maybe that takes a little bit of pressure off of Rashawn Gary. If teams feel like they have to double up on I don't know, like a Max Crosby or another like elite pass rusher, maybe Rashawn Gary's able to win some one-on-ones instead of feeling like he's getting a little bit of a double team or like at the very least a chip block from a running back or something. I had mentioned, though, how you had said you want a wide receiver, so Jordan Love has a security blanket.
Someone to develop with, yeah.
I kind of think he has one. And he's coming along as a team leader. I think in the future, and especially it depends on Matt LaFleur utilizes him, Tucker Kraft could be Jordan Love's George Kittle or Kelsey.
Wow. Okay, so here's the thing. I love Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft is my dude. I've never met him, but he has all of the vibes of the kind of guy I want to get a beer with, the kind of guy who I would go disc golf with, the kind of guy who, is Mr. Wisconsin. I feel like he's going to take over that A.J. Dillon Mr. Wisconsin role. But and he's going to be a good football player. I think he's going to be a really quality tight end, but he's not going to crack into that Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews.
Sam Laporta was fine this year.
Yeah,
he was great his rookie year.
Insane.
Yeah, I know, but here's what I'm saying.
I think at
Tucker
best
Kraft
he ends
has
up being
gotten better
Evan Ingram.
every year he's been in the league.
Sure.
He has the energy on the sideline when he gets a first down. Like he is excited. He's as excited as every person in the stands. I think. And he seems, this year too, he seemed really reliable with the ball. I don't feel like he had as many drops as maybe some of our wide receivers. I think Tucker Kraft could evolve into a George Kittle-like player.
Yeah, and I think something else that's nice about tight ends in particular is it feels like right now, aside from Brock Bowers and Sam Laporta had his big moment and then kind of tapered off a little bit, but tight ends really seem to do their best work later than everybody else. Maybe it's because they're not athletic enough in the explosive realm to really burn people, but they instead are really good at sitting in the right zones, finding the right spot, creating space with smarts rather than strength and speed. But I struggle to believe that he's going to be so reliable that you can consider him a wide receiver one and somebody who you could like. There are 3 teams in recent history that have done that with, Tom Brady, who is the outlier.
Right, Gronk.
With Gronk. And now Pat Mahomes with Kelsey. And you're talking about...
not to say that George Kittle is an absolute,
George Kittle is the third most important player on that team.
I would say that Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates, they had that connection back in the day.
Yeah,
now, Antonio Gates is a Hall of Famer.
Obviously,
but I don't want to be the Chargers.
Recency bias, like Mark Andrews was that guy for a while with the Ravens.
The Eagles was Zach Ertz for a while there. He was pretty much the number one receiver.
I really do think that Tucker Kraft has the potential to be in that echelon someday. It depends how they use him. And,
right.
And I might be wrong. He might not have the athleticism to be those guys. But right now, he's talking about being the vocal leader in the locker room, how he wants to take that role on. Part of that, you can't just be a vocal leader and not take full advantage of your opportunities. And right now, he seems like he's doing it better than last year. Obviously, it helps that Musgrave didn't play as much, started out with an injury. Tucker Kraft completely owned that role.
Right. Lucas Musgrave going to continue to be a Packer. He's not the guy anymore.
No, it's the Tucker Kraft show at tight end, and I really do think, especially when most of your wide receivers are going to be covered by cornerbacks and safeties, Tucker Kraft can take advantage of a linebacker who's got to cover him in a one-on-one situation or man coverage.
Yeah, and that is the hope. The safety's coming underneath to help out with
Tucker Kraft's my new guy, Ryan. Mark it down on
Don't you
mark it down on the thing. Tucker Kraft's my guy.
Don't you?
I'm doing it.
You dare.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Ryan. Tucker Kraft.
No.
He is going to be Jason Kelce. Travis Kelce 2.0.
I'm scrubbing the records of any of these quotes right now. This segment is dead.
This
segment is gone because
I'm a jinx. All of my guys end up leaving.
Amari Rodgers.
Anders Carlson. The Narwhal.
Okay. The Narwhal. Yeah, it was the Narwhal. Oh, my gosh.
I am the Walrus.
A.J. Dillon a little bit.
Yeah, he was kind of your dude.
Do you know A.J. Dillon?
No.
It feels like you two should be buddies. 100%.
Both Mr. Wisconsin, yeah. Understandably. But No, I just dug his vibe too, and I was like, with quads like that, how could you not guarantee 4 yards of carry?
And then we got
Take that
smaller
for data.
quads that were way better with Josh Jacobs.
But mark it down, Ryan. Tucker Kraft's my guy.
Matt, why are you doing this? No, I'm serious. Like, why do you keep saying that?
Because I've got to be right eventually.
No, you don't, because you're going to make it worse for the Packers
No,
if you keep doing this.
I'm going to be right on this. I will remind you again and again, come next season, I'm going to tell you this is the one that I'm finally
So
going to be
Matt
right.
Hamilton is trying to actively sabotage the Green Bay Packers by ruining Tucker Kraft's career.
I'm fixing my record.
No, this is selfishness. This is not being a team player. This is not being a good owner.
Yes,
to say
you're
the
an owner.
slightest.
I am an owner.
Me too, yeah. Listen, as a co-owner, shut up, bro.
Yes, please.
Stop. Oh, my gosh.
I really want Tucker Kraft to be good. I don't need you to ruin it.
Give him my endorsement?
Yes.
This is all stemming off the Siding Unlimited poll question. If the Packers are going to make a trade this offseason, which position should they pursue? Pass rusher, cornerback, wide receiver, which I guess we could say pass catcher if we're going to include our boy Tucker Kraft, whom we all love. And none were perfect, of course. 0% of the vote going to none were perfect. Wide receiver growing, cornerback also growing pretty quickly. I think that's interesting. Has there been any sort of news? I mean, everyone knows that there's a strong chance the Packers move on from Jair Alexander, but has there been any news about that? Have we heard anything, Ryan, as our insider?
Not inside. We just had Jason Wilde
our
on.
Twitter guy.
We just had Jason Wilde on 20 minutes ago. You didn't want to ask him this question?
No, we were too
I didn't
interested
even think of
in Ben Johnson being a buffoon.
And his swears.
There has not been any traction since the end of the season because at the end of season media availabilities, locker room cleanup, it was notable that Jair Alexander chose not to speak to anyone because he didn't have anything good to say.
Well, yeah, but also he said goodbye to Green Bay 2 years ago. The man is just up and down.
He's erratic.
Yeah.
He's an erratic human being, for sure.
And it's that level of impulsiveness that makes him just a damn good cornerback.
Does it?
He's really good at cornerback.
He is when he's healthy, but he's also playing.
Yeah, 7 games was not a lot of football this year.
Oh, and the year before that, I believe it was 12, and then the year before that, I believe it was right around double digits, like just around 10 again.
Hey, he's making way more plays per dollar than David Bakhtiari ever did.
Who makes more plays per dollar, him or Rashawn Gary? Rashawn Gary, right?
Gary.
Yeah.
At least he played every game and was just a healthy body on the field.
You know, I know Rashawn Gary had an incredible RAS, like that relative athletic score, everything. You know, he's this behemoth of a man. But watching him hit an open gap, running down a quarterback, it's like watching a toddler falling with a bowl of cereal trying not to spill it. Like, I just don't. He doesn't look athletic. We're missing something. And that's why it's hard for me to say you want to go out and do a pass rusher. Because if you do pass rush, then you're probably going to end up paying $50 million a year to your pass rushers. Because right now he's getting paid $24.5 million a year. The guy
This is the second year of his contract?
I believe so.
Rashawn Gary?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And he was signed to 4
no, this
or
isn't
5?
even the second year.
It's a 4-year.
It's the first year of his new contract. He got paid this offseason.
That's right.
Gosh. And the guy that you mentioned, who I think a lot of people are interested in, is Max Crosby. Now, is there a way that in this trade you could maybe send a little bit more and Rashawn Gary to Oakland, Las Vegas, which I know probably not going to happen, but if you do that...
That's like the dream. I realize that Goody ain't going to shell out the kind of money that Crosby's going to want.
Well, yeah, but if we just play, like, if you're going to get a guy, you need to get a guy who you think can be a top-tier talent, right? You can't just get another plug-and-play floor raiser. And if that's the thing you want, then you have to pay pass rush dollars, which is $24 million a year. And now all of a sudden we're paying $50 million for a defensive line. It better be the best defensive line we have. That doesn't even include Kenny Clark.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong, but again, we haven't been winning in the trenches, and that's a big point of this game. And it's a big point of Hafley's defense to put a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks. So, like, how does Hafley make his best defense work if the key to it is getting pressure on quarterbacks and he's not getting it?
Pressure.
You just need guys to win.
844-770-3776.
Need guys that can win.
Exactly. Really quick before we get to break, Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, chimes in. What's happening, Ryan?
Oh, just on my way home. Just thought I'd call in. My mom. Shout out to Judy, single mom. She
Shout out.
made a deal with me when I was young that if I didn't swear, like in and around any other adults, and didn't get in trouble for swearing, that she didn't mind if I swore. So I kept to that one.
Well, I mean, like, hey, that shows some good, self-awareness. And the reason he's bringing this up is because we're talking about the first time we swore in front of our parents or got in trouble for swearing. I notoriously bad with the TR sound. Matt Hamilton getting thwacked. Yeah, did you? So you never got?
I would get spanked with a wooden spoon if I did swear.
Oh, the two
I was going to get in trouble.
You and Primetime both.
Yeah. Well, Primetime's.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
siblings.
about this Rashawn Gary thing, you guys. He got the All-Star, was an All-Pro this year. He made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I trade him. I mean, come on. Make a 3-team deal. Trade him. Because he's like plain yogurt. He's got like no flavor. You know what I mean? Like in terms of his game, like you said,
he's a floor
he
raiser.
doesn't scare you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
He's.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, this comes from a Bears fan. I think he's just doesn't fit for the Packers. Like, you guys have always had like a decent. I mean, I've always been in like Reggie White. I mean, you're not going to find a Reggie White, but Max Crosby, find a way to trade for that dude. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Make it
And
happen.
that comes from one of your enemy team, fans. Like, I would not want to see that as a Bears fan, but I mean, from a Packers perspective, go get that dude. He would. That'd be sickening.
All right, as a Bears fan, really quick, before you go, what do you think of Ben Johnson's his whole shtick on beating Matt LaFleur?
Okay, I didn't hear it, and I mean, from what everyone's saying now, granted, it's from the green and gold colored glasses. Everyone on the radio today has been kind of crapping on it. Look, all Bears. I've said this, like I jokingly say this all the time. Whoever the Bears hire only needs to win 2 games a year, legit. And Bears fans will be like, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say the last couple of years, you know what 2 games that is. The last couple of years, the other teams have been pissing us off too. But, he's trying to like pander to us Bears fans. You understand that? We have been so beaten down by you guys for so long. It's frustrating, y'all. I'm sorry. It is. I want to be a nice Bears fan. I don't want to be considered one of those jerky dudes. I grew up in Illinois.
Judgmental.
Yeah, I don't want to be like that. I grew up in Illinois, but I went to high school in Madison. And my formative years were all in Madison. So I'm a diehard Badger fan. I'm a Bears fan, and it's just like I'm not a jerky Bears fan. Like I want to be respectful. It's a game. Let's have fun. Let's not get rude about it.
That's why we like you.
Packers been crushing us forever. It's painful. Oh, wait. One last thing. My team is undefeated this year, and we have the same amount of wins as the Packers in the playoffs this year. That's a horrible thing for me to say. I'm sorry, guys.
Very nice, very nice. Happy 2025. Happy
gone.
2025, Ryan. We appreciate you calling in. 844-770-3776.
You know when people wear out their welcome? Ryan just did that.
He certainly did. He nailed it. Don't worry. You nailed it, Ryan. All right, this is Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light.
And to be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
Yeah.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
You've heard me talk about Carbon World Health and semaglutide and hormone optimization for a while now. What are you waiting for if you haven't checked it out? And if you have checked it out, congratulations to you. You're probably seeing the results. Sign up for the 6-week experience. See what Dr. Nesta Rodriguez and the whole team at Carbon World Health has to offer, and see if semaglutide, the first FDA-approved weight loss treatment, game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment, is right for you. Or maybe it's hormone optimization. Maybe you're not having that same vigor in the day-to-day life that you've had. Maybe you're not gaining muscle like you used to. Hormone optimization could be right for you. Find out what is right for you in your fitness journey at Carbon World Health.
Are you frustrated because you can't seem to lose that unwanted weight or keep it off long term? It may not be your fault. Your metabolism might be sabotaging your results. We found that clients on average had a metabolic age 27 years older than their actual age. If that's you, how much harder would it be to lose or maintain your weight? At Madison Weight Loss, our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. To learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Nelson.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson, and yes, you can achieve that New Year's resolution to be healthier and drop unwanted weight. I lost 40 pounds during my 60-day program with Madison Weight Loss. It really works.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and be empowered with the proven tools to keep it off once and for all. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
The number 7 just got a whole lot luckier because of Pizza Hut's $7 Deal Lovers menu. Enjoy all your Pizza Hut favorites from pizza, pasta, boneless wings, melts, cheese sticks, desserts, and so much more. All for $7 each when you buy 2 or more. With this lucky deal, you don't have to choose between great taste and great value. You can have both at Pizza Hut. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
One word captures why so many businesses choose to do business with James Imaging Systems. Local. Local business technology. Local support. Local accountability. Listen to James' client Daniel Bertelson, RE/MAX Preferred CEO.
James Imaging is one of the vendors that we use to move all of our documents and set up networks and utilize their equipment for scanning and storage purposes.
Local support works for James' client Josh Gabel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance.
Yeah, things happen. They can come out and fix it and leave us to what we're needing to do.
Jennifer Wilger, Purchasing Manager with Baker Manufacturing, likes the local accountability from the James Imaging Systems people.
They're an absolutely wonderful partner for us. They go above and beyond.
Local business technology, local support, local accountability. Get it all from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Oh. This Jim, Matt, and Molly. O-G-O. I love this song. I haven't heard enough Chapel Roan. They just did one of those, the iHeart Music Awards, and I think she got like a bunch of nominations. It's like her, Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, and Charlie XCX, or XCX, whatever it is. Those are the only people in music right now, it feels like.
You sound like you're really up on music nowadays.
Well, what? It's just like there's like 4 people.
If you want to call that music.
Oh, what's music? Matt Hamilton, Jamilton,
Led Zeppelin,
the
Rolling Stones, like classics.
You know what's music to my ears? The idea of Jim Rutledge taking a hot dab of a 2.5 million Scoville hot sauce tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to be hot to go tomorrow.
Oh, he's going to be hot to go.
Yeah, great. That's why you chose the song.
That it
good.
is,
Oh
yes.
my gosh. That's good producing. He's not
Yes.
going to say it, but this is a well-run ship. Thank you, Ryan Woolsey.
Glad you guys got the hint.
I got it. I was waiting for G to set it up.
Nope. So, a smooth brain moment right over my head. We've been talking about swearing
Fish
all
brain.
day. Yeah, 100%. So tell me more about that. I was not here for the bet that you made with the guys down in ESPN Chicago.
Dave Kaplan.
So
we had him on the show. I might have even been in San Diego at the time. No, we did it here.
No, you were here.
Yeah.
Safe bet that you weren't here.
No, we definitely made a bet when I was on this show, and we were talking. It was preseason. We were talking about, like, basically, we just assumed either one of our teams were going to sweep the other, and then if it was a split, we would both suffer the consequences.
Well, because at the time, remember, every Bears fan thought Caleb Williams was going to be Tom Brady this year.
Oh yeah,
man.
they thought
Not even
double-digit
nominated
wins.
for Rookie of the Year. Did you see that?
Nor should he be.
No.
So we made a bet with Kaplan that I would provide a hot sauce, and the loser would have to enjoy some hot sauce in some fashion. Well, Unfortunately, I did not think there's any chance the Packers would lose a game to them, let alone win by a fingertip and then lose one. So we decided the fairest way for the split was going to be everybody suffers. And sure enough, I could have been a chicken about it and gotten like Frank's Red Hot and been like, we're doing a shot.
Oh man, that's
no problem. I would do that.
Gross.
For like $10 if we were hanging out at a bar and you're like, do a shot of hot sauce. Like, yeah, $10, no problem. This hot sauce is a different animal. Like, my buddy was making chili. He dipped a toothpick in Da Bomb, not the Da Bomb Evolution, which we're doing. And the entire pot of chili was like unspiced, right? No hot sauce yet, just like chili powder and, your normal flavors.
Okay.
A toothpick worth, stirred it in, and it was like spicy chili after that.
Oh, boy.
So we are going to do that same amount, just a toothpick worth. So maybe like a drop.
Not even.
It depends on how it comes out. Like this stuff is pretty thick. But, I mean, I've got gloves. I sent Dave Kaplan gloves when we sent him a little, I sent him a little jar. Thanks to Ryan's help, we sent him a little jar of the hot sauce for him to fully dunk the toothpick. And it's going to be brutal. Honestly, I'm thinking we should have people here that can maybe take over for us if we're dying.
That's what because I was standing in our conference room here, the Rovac room, named after our old general manager, Ken Rovac. Shout out Ken, love that guy. Though he always calls the Madison Radicals the Rascals, and it's like on accident, and it feels just a little demeaning. I digress. And I overheard you guys saying, like, we need to have Cappy on so that he can hold down the show if we have to go, like, run our mouths under milk or something.
Yeah, I feel like I might need an understudy for, like, a half a segment if this goes down.
Otherwise, it's going to be the primetime solo hour.
Right, because you're out on this. You don't have to be a part of it?
Oh, I'm not taking any out. As the person who has to run everything back here, I think it's probably for the best of the show that I do not partake.
Yeah. As much as I wanted him to. And, like, I like spicy food. I'm into it. But, like, I failed at the Inferno Challenge at Buffalo Wild Wings or Blazing Challenge back in the day. It's only 6 wings, but they're really hot. I failed. I am very nervous about what tomorrow's going to bring.
I think I'm going to pretty soon here do the Great Dane pub. They have their own version of the spicy wing challenge. They've got like their spiciest wings. You have to do 6 wings in under 5 minutes or something like that, and then you can't drink for 4 minutes. I think I'm going to do that as a little...
No water?
For 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Even at the Blazing Challenge, you could have water or pop or whatever. But
yeah, but I don't think... I'm willing to bet B-Dubs probably has spicier wings. That's my guess. I don't know. But you guys made a bet. You lost the bet. Cappy's going to join the show tomorrow.
The bet. Everybody's a loser.
Fair. Everyone lost. So he's going to join the show tomorrow. Prime, what time is that?
Hour 2, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we're planning for it to be right at the start of the second hour. So.
Which is just brilliant producing, by the way.
It's going to be a hot hour 2 of Fish Friday, guys.
Spicy. Yeah. All right, well, that's the bet you guys made. Sounds like Molly Brown has made some bets for us. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I'm Alex Gravatt alongside Matt Hamilton. I'm in for Jim Rutledge, Primetime Behind the Glass. And Prime, we've got Molly's game, right?
Well, did you read the message I tried to send you?
No, my phone's in my pocket.
It's literally right in front of you.
It says, let's do Molly's game next segment, and then Throwing Stones last segment.
That is what it says.
So let's get out now.
We're doing Molly's game next segment. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. I said as Ryan turned off my mic.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more
expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Oh yeah, round and round they go. I get around.
The technical difficulties in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios have been resolved thanks to more excellent producing by our one and only primetime Wollersheim. I'm Alex
Well, I
Gravatt.
figured it out.
Oh, well, I wasn't in the room. I was getting another what you call it? Battery for the mouse. I'm Alex Gravatt alongside Matt Hamilton. We're fixing things for Ryan as this show is running off the rails. He's turning my mic off before I can say the presenting.
You didn't fix anything. You actually were the one who turned it off, by the way.
I hit the
trying
button
to turn it on
like 5 different times, so it didn't work once.
Well, that's because you're using the wrong mouse.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
How
G.
did I turn it off then?
Because
it's just off. It just went off.
You turned the monitor off.
Let's play Molly's game.
Hi. I am looking for Molly. I've been searching everywhere and I can't seem to find Molly.
This is Molly's Game, hosted by America's favorite bookie, Molly Brown.
Well, I might not have produced that last segment very well, but I will say I did produce Molly's Game pretty well. Because guess what, guys? We might not have Molly Brown while she's still on maternity leave, but we do have her voice. That's right, because we get the lines for Molly's Game sent in to us every week by Molly Brown. Now, first, before we get to that, why don't we give a quick update on the results of last week's Molly's Game, because that's when we had Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton, and we also had John Audius and Jesse Nelson chime in as well. So, let's see. John and Jesse both said that the Lions would beat the Commanders. And not only that they would beat the Commanders, but remember, Molly Brown wanted to know who'd get more socks in the game that Tom Brady was calling.
Socks?
Socks. Did you
Did
you hear about that?
I did not listen to the show.
So, no, but did you hear the broadcast of the Lions, not the Lions-Commanders game, the Commanders-Bucks game? Actually, whatever game that Tom Brady called in the first round. Packers-Eagles.
Oh.
Whenever he said the word sacks, he said it socks with a big California accent.
Oh, is he going Valley Girl on us?
He was very Valley Girl.
I don't know why
that.
I didn't catch that, but that's weird.
People were talking about it on Twitter afterwards. So Molly Brown wanted to know who would get more socks in the Lions-Commanders game. By the way, the Lions definitely had more sacks in that one. And then in the Ravens-Bills game, she wanted to know who would be the first team to score and who would be the first player to score in that game. So John Audius taking the Baltimore Ravens. Jesse Nelson saying the Buffalo Bills. John Audius saying that would be Derrick Henry first. Jesse Nelson saying it would be Josh Allen, though I believe both of those were incorrect as well.
Zay Flowers?
Zay Flowers did not play in the game.
No, it was...
It was Rashad Bateman.
It was a wide receiver, yeah, Bateman.
Rashad Bateman.
I
was the
also
first
took
one.
the Ravens, by the way.
Who you
You
mentioned, Rashad Bateman's making more money. Was it Rashad Bateman that you said?
Gabe
No.
Davis.
Gabe Davis. Those two are the same guy to me. That's my bad.
Interesting. But then Matt Hamilton, yes, was saying the Ravens would score first would be Derrick Henry. Jim saying it would be the Bills and Keon Coleman. So nobody was really good on that one. And then the last one we had, guys, was the Ohio State Buckeyes were minus 9.5-point favorites against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Jim
Ryan.
Rutledge and Matt Hamilton both saying they would cover. Yes, Matt?
I'm sorry to say this, but Jared Goff was sacked twice and Jaden Daniels was not sacked once in the Lions game.
Oh, okay. I said it backwards. The
Yeah.
Lions were sacked more.
Yes.
Is what I said by accident. Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
Yes. I knew for sure it was the Lions who were
But
the
I think
ones
most of
taking
us
the
did
sacks.
take the Lions, so we were wrong.
Yes.
Is what you're
That
getting
is
at.
correct. Yes.
Okay.
And then, Jesse Nelson saying that the Fighting Irish would cover the 9.5 points. John Audi saying that Ohio State would. Ohio State getting that glorious backdoor cover at the end of the national championship game, guys, with the field goal. Pretty good game. Pretty good game, all things considered. I'll say that. For the national championship. What did you guys think?
The national championship game, I was dialed in. My girlfriend went to Ohio State, diehard Ohio State fan. She still had her Christmas tree up, right? It's her birthday on the 20th. So her whole shtick is she always takes it down on the 21st. It's Christmas until her birthday. She was jumping over the tree as they were scoring the first touchdown. I mean, it was fun. It was good. Big Ten gets a national championship, and it does financially help the entire Big Ten. So good thing for the Badgers.
Ooh, we get that little $3 million boost, boys. Bing. There we go. All right. Well, speaking of championship games, we got
It's like half of what we paid our NIL athletes.
Not even half. I would
That's
bet.
a quarter of what I
I
make
thought it
in a
was
year.
6.
Oh wait, no, kidding.
No, I don't think. We don't know the numbers for sure, but
Gotcha.
going forward, it'll be around $22 million a year.
Yeah.
It's the hope.
Yeah, the hope, indeed. Well, speaking of championship games, college football championship games are done, but we do get the NFL championship, the AFC and NFC championship games. So let's hear the first line for this weekend's Molly's game. Here's Molly Brown.
The Commanders head to Philly for the NFC Championship game on Sunday. First one here, guys. Over under 47.5 total points in the Commanders-Eagles game.
Alex G, I'll throw it to you first. What do you say? Over under 47.5 points.
I'm going to go over. Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders have just been kind of hitting overs a lot lately. They're explosive. They do a lot. So are the Eagles. The Eagles have really slowed it down through December, but and into January, obviously. But there was a long stretch there where I think they were getting like 35 points a game. I mean, so I think that this is going to be sparks flying. I think this is going to be fun. My official guess would be this will end somewhere near 60.
60
total points, yeah.
Oh, that's high.
Matt Hamilton?
I agree with G for the most part. I like the over a lot. I think, like G said, the Commanders are rolling right now. Jaden Daniels is playing with all the confidence in the world. Despite what Matt LaFleur says, momentum is real, and it is on Washington's side. Philly does not, other than Saquon and the defense, I feel like Jalen Hurts isn't quite what he was pre-concussion.
Nope.
So I do think it's going to be an over. I think it's actually a pretty good line. I think 50 is probably the magic number, but I'm gonna go over as well.
All right. Let's hear the second one then from Molly Brown for this weekend's championship games.
Next one here, guys. Over under 239.5 passing yards for Jaden Daniels. Of note, in the two games these teams have played each other this season, Daniels put up 449 total passing yards.
Matt Hamilton, what do you think?
That is interesting. So she said passing yards, right? Not total
Passing yards.
Right. I think Philly is going to be locking down passing pretty well. Jaden Daniels is the biggest threat on the field for Philly. I'm going to take the under. I do think he's going to be incredibly efficient, and Washington is definitely going to be in this game, but I think Philly's going to lock down the wide receivers pretty well.
Let me just... what was the number she said?
239.5 passing yards.
239. That is lower than I thought.
Pass defense for the Eagles is real good.
It's pretty good. I mean,
Quinyon Mitchell,
December
injured.
22nd, he put up 258. He's put up over that in pretty much every game. Well, I guess not really every game. I'm going to say yes. If I think it's going to be a 30-plus point game for them, I think it's going to be
60 points
on his arm. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
a good point. Good point. All right, final one here, guys, from Molly Brown.
And moving to the AFC Championship game, only one line here for you guys. I want to know over under 49.5 receiving yards for Travis Kelce.
49.5?
49.5 receiving yards for Travis Kelce.
Smash the over. Thanks for the freebie, Molly. Gee whiz.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the Buffalo Bills defense to say anyone's going to be able to shut him down. I think they're going to be great, but I think it's going to be like 50, because it was 49.5.
Yep.
So 50-plus yards on 8-9 receptions. Yeah, I mean, he's just going to be the guy.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game all the way through, but yeah, give me the over. Tank, we didn't disagree once.
No, we did.
Oh, okay, good.
We did. Don't worry. On the over-under for Jaden Daniels passing
Perfect.
yards.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
Matt took
I
the
will
under.
be able to beat him. Good.
Do you think you will? I don't know. I think
wish he would have done. How many times did the Zebras call a penalty in Patrick Mahomes' favor? Over
Yeah.
under. That would have been a good one.
Man,
Just making one up off the top of my head, let's say 3.5.
3.5. That's low.
Particularly for Patrick Mahomes. Not a PI. I'm saying he got hit late in the pocket.
Some sort of roughing penalty.
Yes.
So either the sidelines, pocket.
Maybe 2.5 is a better line.
I think
for that.
3.5 is decent.
Yeah.
Let's just throw this one in, a bonus one. How many times did the Zebras side with Patrick Mahomes on a roughing the passer or some sort of what were you saying?
Roughing a roughing penalty.
Roughing or late hit, right? Like oh yeah, sorry. Yes.
Similar. We know what we're talking about.
Yep.
We know it when we see it.
Well, yes. You're setting it at 3.5?
That seems high.
All right, 2.5.
2.5. Over under.
I'm going to go under. It's been talked about nonstop. The NFL is looking at it. The refs are going to call one or two, but to keep them safe, but they're not. I think that it's too big a stage. It's going to be that kind of game. He might even actually get roughed and they don't call it, and that'll be like why the Bills win. Because I think this is going to be a low scoring game.
I'm going to take the over because these two teams, I feel like, don't like each other. I think it's going to get chippy. I think some of them are going to be like legitimate roughing penalties.
I mean, the Bills-Ravens game was super chippy. And those two teams, I feel like, don't have much history.
Which is funny because
I'll take
now...
the over on the 2.5.
Right now, those are the three teams. It's the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens. And, the Bills and Ravens are clearly more similar in a lot of ways, but the Bills and Chiefs are the big thing.
They're the ones that have been
They're
duking
the
it
big
out
ticket.
in this championship game a couple times now, right? Is this the third time that...
Well, not always the AFC championship game, but in the playoffs pretty often, yeah. Last year was the divisional round.
This is a more prolific rivalry right now than anything happening in the NFC North.
Anything in the NFC, period.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure,
I mean,
absolutely.
And we're saying that, and we've got literal division rivals playing
in the
NFC Championship.
Yeah, but that wasn't even a rivalry until December, I feel like, to be honest. I don't think Eagles fans saw them as a real rival.
No, much
yeah,
like the
but you know
Packers-Bears.
Washington fans do.
Oh, yeah, of course. But that's similar to Lions fans, Packers fans.
All right.
That's, I mean, yeah, we can get into that
Not over the
another
past
time.
couple years, but in historically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We wrap it up next with a little bit of throwing stones. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Molly Brown here for Potawatomi. Hey, all you sports bettors, if you aren't making your wagers at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you're missing out on an elite experience. The state-of-the-art venue has dozens of self-service betting kiosks, seating for over 200 people, a first-class bar and restaurant, VIP deck, and a broadcast booth, which we're big fans of. In a major move for all sports bettors out there, you can now use your Potawatomi rewards card at most self-service kiosks and the betting counter. If that isn't enough for you, there's a giant video wall that's over 2,000 square square feet. And if you're short on time, they have free 20-minute reserved structure parking. Bet on your favorite sports and earn rewards points along the way. Now that's a winning play. Bet above the rest. Learn more at paysbig.com/sportsbook.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company. 20-year James client Daniel Bertelson, CEO at Remax Preferred.
Reliability and consistency are the key to any successful business, and for our networking and digital solutions, they've been that right along with us for all these years.
Local reliability and consistency has also had a positive impact for Baker Manufacturing. Purchasing Manager Jennifer Wilger.
It helps keep us efficient and productive, and we can keep our minds on what's really important, and that's taking care of our customers.
And Josh Gavel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance, also depends on the reliability and consistency of local service from James Imaging Systems.
Yeah, you get somebody that knows what they're doing, come in here and get it done in 5 minutes, and we're not having to take our time to do it.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the belt line at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Professional volleyball is coming to Madison this January. Featuring Olympic medalists Lauren Carlini and Annie Drew Schumacher, Love Madison Volleyball is Madison's newest pro team. Get ready to watch some of the world's best volleyball players, from Olympic medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 17th at the Wisconsin Fieldhouse. Visit lovb.com for more information and tickets for Love Madison matches. Volleyball is the next major league.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
To play this position, you can't turn the ball over as much as he did, and then there just wasn't as much dynamic play as I had hoped. And that, I think, is a big part of why this season spiraled when we played really good teams.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by Hallman Lindsay Paints, Coors Light, Made to Chill, and American Family Insurance. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, rolling on. Our Siding Unlimited poll question. What?
And G?
And G.
Who are we presented by?
Presented by Coors Light. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
Man, you were yearning for that.
Well, I try and get it at least twice a show, and I only felt like I did it once.
No, we did it to start the second hour.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Well,
it feels so good to do that.
That's
right.
Absolutely.
He bleeped him out.
I didn't give him the power is what it was.
That's what it was.
I didn't feel the power.
Wait, can you really quick hit it? Yeah? There it is. Now we're feeling good. The Siding Unlimited poll question today is if the Packers are to make a trade this offseason, which position should they pursue? Right now, pass rushers leading the pack with 44% of the 109 votes. Wide receiver in a close second with 31.2%. Cornerback, 18.3%. And none were perfect at 6.4%, which is up a lot from 0, which it started at. And it was 0 for a long time. 844-770-3776. The ESPN Madison Carbless talk and text line list is more. That's your way into the show. People have been chiming in with, the first time that they got caught swearing by their parents, and it's really led to some great stories. But we're going to play Throwing Stones now.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out.
I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
All right, so we're talking a lot about trades right now and like the different trades that the Packers could make that aren't going to happen. And so we should talk a little bit about the trades that aren't going to happen in our life, right? I feel as though Wisconsin, really since starting to date my girlfriend, I've realized that Wisconsin is missing things. She's from North Carolina. She went to school in Ohio. Her family's from Ohio. And I'm realizing that, maybe we don't have some of the things that I would like, whether that's ocean, which you mentioned.
Yeah.
We have the Great Lakes, though, so I feel like, we already have something.
It's not the same as, an ocean beach.
Okay,
the Great Lakes are always super duper cold. I'm talking like a Bahamas beach and that kind of
so not like a mid-Atlantic beach isn't the same.
Or even a Gulf,
okay,
Miami,
so you want
right?
tropic style, humid
ocean.
Beach. Is it a beach if it's not on the ocean?
Yeah.
All right, I just want to...
Just need sand.
People out there don't believe it. People who live near the coast don't believe that anything other than the coast is a beach.
I mean, I guess I get that.
I would say that having the ocean, there's some importantness there.
Importantness?
I'd agree.
Thanks, Ryan.
That's a callback from yesterday's show. If you missed any of that, you can go ahead and check it out at ESPN Wisconsin, Wisconsin On Demand, or anywhere you get your podcasts.
What are you trading for?
I would trade for mountains. I think that Wisconsin has all of this beautiful snow and nowhere to really ski. There's a couple good spots that are fine, but
those are hills.
There is not a mountain. I went skiing out west recently, and oh my gosh, it's so much better.
Yeah.
I had the time of my life.
Okay.
Now, the big question is, I'm probably saying this for my wife because she would love a tropical beach to sit on, drivable from our house in Madison.
Right.
What would you say? What would you trade for mountains? What does Wisconsin have a plethora of that you'd be like, I'd trade that for a mountain?
Cranberries. Aren't we the number one cranberry producer in the country?
I think California is because they produce the most of everything, but I think for per capita, I think Wisconsin's probably the
Warren's
highest.
Wisconsin, cranberry capital of the world.
I've gone to Cranberry Fest, and here's the thing: I love that Wisconsin is this awesome place of agriculture and all this awesome farming stuff, but I would immediately give up cranberries. Is that enough to get a mountain?
I don't know.
There are some states that have too many mountains. They could send a mountain.
Don't make a mountain out of cranberry hills. Is that what we're saying?
Kind of.
Out of a pile of cranberries?
What are we doing, man?
I don't know. We're
mountain
talking
of
about trading
cranberries?
cranberries for mountains. That's what we're doing.
I love it.
I'd trade a bunch of cheese to somebody for a mountain. You could take
a mountain of cheese.
oh my gosh.
Wouldn't be hard.
That would be the dream.
I would. Yeah.
I'd ski on that.
I'd ski on a mountain of cheese. I'd put a mountain of cheese on my nachos. All right, well, that was Throwing Stones presented by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun, and you'll have more fun. And weirdly enough, the talk and text line is blowing up right now. They're asking to have Jim Rutledge come back. So they're excited to hear 844-770-3776. They're excited to hear from their resident Bears fan, the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. List is more. They're excited to hear from him and all this stuff about Ben Johnson. I've been crapping
reminder,
on him.
We're doing the hot sauce challenge tomorrow with David Kaplan,
and that's going to be so
Jim
much
Rutledge.
fun.
Jim's face is going to turn so red if it's not already red from laying on the beach all week down in Miami area.
All right, and you won't be laying on the beach because we're not going to be able to trade cranberries for the beach. But this has been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. I'm Alex Gravett. I'll be in next week while you're gone, Maddie.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
How good would it feel to start the new year by losing